Hey everyone, I wanted to post a quick update on how yesterday's checkup went and then just share a couple of other thoughts with everyone. Thank you so much for everyone who has been following along with all of these videos. I know that there's not really any editing, it's just very raw. But it's been like really oddly very therapeutic for me to be able to like talk through it like this. And I'm excited to just have this whole thing documented. So just thanks for following along and being here and just coming alongside of us and praying for us. I was able to share on social media yesterday, which I kept going back and forth on doing, but it's like I don't know how to talk to people because for those of you who know me personally, I'm so uncomfortable, just if you ran into me and you're like, hey, how's it going? I can't just be like, oh, I'm fine. Like, I can't just do that. But then it's like, I also don't want to dump all this information on you. I don't know. It's like, I'm having a hard time interacting with people in real life right now. And so it was nice to be able to just sort of put it out there on Facebook. And, you know, if people want to see the whole story, they're able to watch these videos if they want to. That way, you know, if they want to check in on me and they already kind of know what's happening and I don't have to bring it up. I don't know. This is just me processing, so you just get to experience that. So anyway, checkup yesterday was really, really good. So yesterday was Thursday. It was the follow-up appointment after Wednesday's transfusion. Leo is doing extremely well. His high drops are completely cleared, other than his heart is still a little bit enlarged and just not super happy yet. But doc expects that to just get better over time. But other than that, he took his third transfusion really, really well. His numbers, his MCA scan, which sort of determines his anemia from an ultrasound perspective, came back at 1.2, which is normal range. Normal is 1, anemic is 1.5. And if you've watched the other videos, you kind of know we've been following that and watching it come down. And so that was 1.2 yesterday, so normal range, no fluid in his abdomen, no fluid around his skin. So he is stable. He is good. He is much, much healthier than he was just a week ago. We could not feel more grateful for how far he's come in a week. I also just I can't remember if I've mentioned this on any of the other videos, but it's just been amazing to be a part of this team at the Midwest Fetal Care Center, where just our doctor and all of our nurses and everyone that I've met over the last week, how much they can care about this baby that is not even earthside yet. They care so much and they'll do anything to just save his life. And it's just really amazing to be a part of that. So he's doing really well. Numbers are looking good. We did talk about the long-term plan, so I wanted to mention that really quick because the next couple months are going to be kind of intense. So now that he's stable and my doctor said I think his exact words were we're not going to get cocky and just assume that he's great, but he's much relieved from where he was a week ago to where he was yesterday. So long-term plan is I will go in every single Wednesday for an MCA scan. So that's checking the vein in his brain to see where he's at. And that sort of determines if all of a sudden that number's up again, then we might do a transfusion earlier rather than later. So those will be weekly from now until delivery. And then I am tentatively scheduled for my next transfusion, Leo's next transfusion, 2 weeks from yesterday. And then as long as he's looking good, it'll be every 3 weeks after that. So with transfusion weeks, I'll have Wednesdays will be the MCA scan, If it's a transfusion week, then I will also get blood work to tie my blood to the donor blood. And then Thursday would be transfusion day, where I'm at the hospital for about 5 hours. And then Friday would be a follow-up ultrasound day to make sure that, you know, he's happy and good after the transfusion the day before. So at least every 3 weeks I'll be in 3 days in a row. So I've got to sort of like figure out the logistics of work and just like living life for the next couple of months. But obviously, you know, we're going to continue just taking it one day at a time, and we're going to continue just doing whatever we can to have a healthy baby at the end of this crazy journey that we're on. So yeah, step 1 is weekly MCA scan. So my next scan is next Wednesday. So I get a whole however many days break from going to the clinic or the hospital, which will be really nice. Just pray for that, my like mental health to remain calm. So far I've felt fine. I haven't really had like supernaturally gift from God. I have not really had any anxiety through this process. I've had grief, I've had confusion, I've had you know, all of the emotions, but I haven't been overcome with fear really at any point. And so far I've been seen almost every single day. So there hasn't been much gap of time to know exactly where things are at. This is the first time where it's like, okay, I'm going 6 days between one ultrasound to the next ultrasound. So just, I guess, pray that my mind will stay clear of overwhelming anxiety for those scans. Luckily, since the transfusions, Leo has been extremely active, which is great, obviously, because every time I feel him move, I know that he's doing good. And it just, you know, goes to show how he was really not feeling good just a week ago, because he was barely moving, and now he's like an acrobat in there, I swear. So that's sort of next steps. The other thing I just wanted to mention is just a few other things that I found, and just talk a little bit about how I'm feeling through all of this. Because a couple of people have reached out just asking, like, how are you feeling? Like, how are you doing? And so first of all, I want to share that a couple days ago, I found a foundation called Allo Hope. It's called Allo Hope Foundation, and their entire nonprofit is based off of educating patients and doctors on this really rare condition, the HDFN. And so that's been really amazing to find like actual resources on this, really, really good resources. And they also have a podcast, the Allo Hope podcast. And so I've been able to listen to a few other women's stories on this. And that's been really amazing to just feel like I'm not totally alone. Even with all of the amazing support we've received, it's hard when no one that you know anywhere in real life has ever experienced it. It still like feels very isolating. And so it's been really nice to have that community. And then that group also has a Facebook group. So I've been able to actually speak with some of the other moms who have gone through intrauterine transfusions before, who understand the numbers that I'm sharing about. And so that's been really amazing. And I'm very grateful for that foundation and that Facebook group. Otherwise, you know, we've been just sort of I've been clinging to my worship playlist. I've been clinging to certain Bible verses that just bring me peace. I can share more of those maybe later. I don't want to misquote anything, so I'd have to have it pulled up if I want to speak on it. And then I've just been really also clinging to his name. So I don't think I've shared this on the videos yet, but his name is Leonard David, and Leonard means lion strength, and David means deeply loved by God. And so I've just been like meditating on both of those things and just praying for like lion strength over Leo's body, that he would handle these transfusions really well, and gratitude that God loves him even more than we could possibly love him, which is crazy. And those things have been really just keeping my spirit calm, and just really focusing on giving it to God, and because it's completely out of our control in every possible way. And then just like filled with gratitude for the fact that these doctors are so close by is just really mind-blowing to me, and just proves to me that God's hand is in all of this and we're not alone. And the other thing that I've just been clinging to is this was from a sermon I listened to like a week ago. Actually, I listened to this sermon like a week before we went in last week. So it was like perfect timing. And the message was basically, one of the great things about when we worship is that when we worship, it gives us the opportunity and the ability to make God in our minds bigger and greater than any of our circumstances. And so I've just been sort of clinging to that, and that's why I've clinged to my worship playlists as well, is just like, God is bigger than this, and just holding on to that. So I think that's really all I wanted to share today. The good news of our update yesterday, sort of our plan going forward, and then just how a little mental dump of how I'm doing. So like I said, I really appreciate everyone who's been following along with this. And just thank you so much for all your prayers, and I'll update you sometime soon. Thanks. Bye.